Hello, this is Fred from metal-SWE. I have a guest from EREB ALTOR. I hope it's a good pronunciation because if I'm right, it's Swedish. The name. So who are you and what do you do in EREB ALTOR, please?
Well, I am Mats. I am the songwriter and lyric writer of EREB ALTOR, and also the lead vocalist and the lead guitarist.
Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, because there are two singers, if I'm right, in the band.
Where all of us are singing, but I'm doing most of the singing nowadays, and I have Ragnar doing some choirs with me, and we have Björn doing some harsh vocals at some points. I do most of the harsh vocals myself as well, but
okay. And the most of the clean vocals, for example, it's you or Ragnar?
Most of the vocals are me. Both clean and harsh.
Okay. Yeah, because it's important, because in the music of EREB ALTOR, if I have to define it, it's you play a kind of epic Viking black pagan metal, if I'm right. But a lot of sticker, and the voice is very important for in this epic touch, I find. Do you agree?
Well, we have a lot of focus on vocals. I do have a lot of focus on vocals while writing the songs. Yeah. I focus more on atmosphere and dynamics and stuff like that, and on vocals before doing kind of cool riffs or something like that. More important for me is the atmosphere, and I build it with choirs and vocals, of course, to get different moods, so to speak. And I call it Scandinavian metal. I don't know. I blend some parts from our inheritance of the black metal scene and the Viking metal scene and the epic doom scene as well.
Candlemas. I have seen a Candlemas t-shirt.
Yeah, I have a Candlemas t-shirt.
Yeah. So I don't have a EREB ALTOR t-shirt, but maybe next time for next concert in France, I will, because merchandising. I just make a parenthesis, but it's important to support the band and to go to the show and to buy merchandising, because it's the minimum we can do if we don't buy not a lot of CD nowadays, etc. We listen to music, and it's important to support bands because after you can't tour, and the cost of to travel is very complicated for foreigner bands like you if you come into France or to other countries.
Yeah, so, I agree. The album sales are going down the drain for many years now.
Yeah. Vinyl, there is a revival of vinyls.
Yeah, it is, and CDs as well. Metal people are kind of nice buying. A lot of collectors. I think some more popular music might have even a harder time than us, but I've been releasing albums since the early 2000s, and I've seen it's going down for every year.
Yeah, and you are very productive, because you released 10 with a new one. We are going to speak about the new one. You release now 10 studio album. It's
I think it's 9.
9? 9? Okay.
Yeah, 9 and 1 tribute album.
That maybe. Yeah.
Doesn't really count.
Yeah. No, but because you are very productive. Very productive.
Yeah, thank you.
And the new one is the 4th, I hope to be right, the 4th studio album on Amaranth Records.
What?
The new album, if we include it, it's the 4th studio album released on Amaranth Records.
I have to count. Hälsingemörker. Yeah, it's the 4th.
Or the 3rd, maybe.
Yeah, that's correct.
The new album. We are going to have a teacher, to have a teach lesson. I don't know if it's good. Teach lesson in Swedish. So the new album is called Hälsingemörker, and EREB ALTOR. It's also Swedish, like I said, maybe at the beginning of the introduction of the interview, because it comes from a Swedish game, maybe a Warhammer game called Drakar of Demoner. Could you tell me more about the meaning of the name of the band and the new album. Because the new album, if I'm right, it means Hello Darkness, something like that. But maybe I'm wrong.
We'll start with the name of the band. It's from an old role-playing games with dice and stuff like that, from Sweden. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but in Swedish version that's called Drakar och Demoner. It's dragons and
you play that?
Yeah, I played it back then. Dragons and demons, and the world in that game is named EREB ALTOR.
Okay.
That's where the name come from. And from the beginning, we were thinking about doing like fantasy lyrics or something like that. You know, the power metal scene thing, but doing it in more epic Viking shit in the music. But that never really happens. We focus more on our history and inheritance instead, and dark myths and legends from Scandinavia. So the fantasy theme was never part of us, but we still kept the name.
Okay.
And then we had the name Hälsingemörker. It's the name of the new album. It's very hard because it's it translates that the darkness over Hälsingland, which is a place in Sweden.
Oh, okay. Exactly.
Where my roots are. It has nothing to do with hello. It's Hälsingland is a place.
At the north of Uppsala, maybe.
Yeah,
at the north of Uppsala.
It's a county where my roots are, where I come from.
In the center of Sweden? No,
No, it's in the middle of Sweden.
Yeah, middle of yeah. Okay.
But it's has a lot of forests and not many.
Yeah.
There are no big cities, villages and stuff like that, and it has a strong sense of myths and folklore in that area.
And that stuff inspires you a lot because nature, landscape, forest, Scandinavian forest, it's a huge inspiration with mythology and not heroic fantasy. It's as all that are inspiration topics of that inspired you in general in EREB ALTOR.
Yeah, it's a huge inspiration. And I've been walking in this forest for many years, and I still return there every year, and it's magical. You can feel the force of nature, you know.
Okay, you have to protect the nature.
Nowadays. We have to protect the nature. On the front cover, you can see the lady of the forest that are the protector of the forest, and you have to please her, otherwise she might hurt you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's speak more about Hälsingemörker. If I'm right, there are 7 new songs, but there are also 3 other bonus tracks or something like that. There are singles which are already released in the year 2024. Midwinter, if I'm right, if I understand the track listing, Midwinter, Skosgret, and The Lake of Blood. There are singles which are put at the end of the album, but the new track there are 7. It's closed at the last step. I'm right or wrong?
Yeah, you are right. The album is constructed by 7 songs that we picked out. We had a recording session where we recorded 10 songs, but we built the album with only 7 songs because we wanted these 7 songs. It makes the album package very good, we thought. But the 3 other songs, it's bonus material, and it's already released digital during the summer. So, but the real essence of this album is the 7 tracks that are coming now in February.
In February, on Amaranth Records, and so. But it's good to include this bonus track because sometimes we don't have yet. They are only digital, and we like to have on a record the whole and don't pick to have all the songs. It's good to have more songs and included, and not just one song. We can't have. Sometimes it's the problem. It's a problem when they are just singles and that's all. And we'll have to collect. Collect on an album.
Yeah, the metal audience like to collect.
Like we said,
Yeah.
So
that's why we're giving the offer to some fans that want the 3 bonus tracks. You can have them on a record as the more deluxe versions of both the on CD and the LP.
Okay. Is it a concept album, the new one?
No, it's not. It's not a concept album if you look
like
at the lyrics
journey.
or something like that. But it's musically, I think it's inspired from Hälsingland, the full album. Okay. So, but lyrical, I deal with a lot of different subjects on this one. It's only one song. It's the title track that's are really connected to Hälsingland on this one.
Okay. It's funny because when I prepare this interview, I just try to write in 2 words or 1 word Hälsingemörker in Swedish in Google traduction, and it says like something like hello darkness or something like that. But it's very
it's very hard to. You're not the first one that says so.
Okay.
So that's because of the name of the county, Hälsingland. It's Hälsa is kind of hello in English. That's why because Google Translate can't understand what it is. So it's hard.
Okay, in Swedish, I travel visit Stockholm, but I just Uppsala also, but I just know tack.
Yeah.
And school.
Thank you.
And school. And Vasa.
It's an easy word.
Yeah. And Vasa Museum and ABBA Museum.
Have you been there?
Yeah. I have the sweatshirt. Just 1 second.
It's a cool museum actually.
And I think, hey, look, it's live condition. I have the casket, the cap. I have the cap.
You have the cup. Okay.
Yeah. And no, it's true. It's not a joke. And it's winter. It's winter. And also the sweatshirt of Vasa Museum.
Ah, cool.
Okay.
So you know the story about that boat then?
Of the boat? Oh yes, I know. Yeah, it was it just make 100 meters in the sea, and because of the cannons.
It was a bragging ship, look at this cool ship, and it couldn't even float.
Yeah,
but it was very expensive to make that ship.
And people died. Some people died.
But a lot of people died.
Yeah, a catastrophe for
it was just one journey in that ship.
Yeah.
The first journey it sank.
Yeah. And the salt conserves. In fact, in the sea, the salt conserves the ship.
Yeah.
That's why it was okay. But
it's a really nice museum.
Very impressive. I prefer it to ABBA because I don't like very much ABBA. But okay.
You don't like ABBA?
No. It's too poppy for me. Too poppy.
Yeah, but there are a lot of good music in ABBA as well.
Yeah, they won the Eurovision contest, but I prefer Lordi.
You do. Okay.
Let's go more to the artwork of the new album. I find some colors of autumn in the new artwork of the new album, and I find similarities with the reissues of the 2 first albums of Satyricon, The Shadow's Throne and Dark Medieval Times. Is it the same artist? If I'm right, the artist the name is Tomarun of Christine something like that.
Yeah, Tomarum of Christine Linde.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It's not the same artist.
Okay.
It's a very, very, very dear friend of mine, and she comes from Hälsingland.
Okay.
So she is the right person to find the atmosphere in a painting from this part of Sweden. So I couldn't choose anyone but her to make this cover.
And so if we go to now it's more winter, but at the autumn, at the fall, we can have this kind of landscape with autumn colors,
Yeah, it's autumn colors, but the main essence is to find the atmosphere of this particular myths and place in Sweden, and she captured it perfectly. This is the lady of the forest. You can see the protector of the forest. It's a myth or legend in Sweden.
A bit like in Archer, the lady of the lake.
Yeah, or you have Huldra in Norway, I think, and it's a different. I think it's. You can see this creature all over the world in many different names and shapes, you know. But
it was a.
But it's a supernatural creature protecting the forests.
Okay. So no relation with satirical erudition. So there is something very present in your music, and especially in the new one, because we try to define it. I try to define it like Viking metal, epic metal, etc. It makes me think a lot to Bathory and Quorton as album, not in solo, but Bathory album, Blood on Ice and Hammer Heart. And I know sometimes you have a T-shirt, you wear T-shirt of Bathory. So is this a huge influence that in your youth? You grew up maybe with Bathory stuff, and especially this period, Blood on Ice, Hammer Heart, Blood on Ice, or I'm wrong?
Yeah, I grew up with Hammer Heart, you know. And the Twilight of the Gods. It's actually kind of changed my life when I heard it back in the early 90s. It was. I have never heard anything like it before.
It was new.
I heard Hammer Heart and Twilight of the Gods before I heard the black metal albums. But I like Blood, Fire, Death and Under the Sign as well. It's splendid first wave black metal albums.
Personally, I discovered Bathory with Blood, Fire, Death. Personally, and after I came back because I was too young. But it's a different period, trash, octagon, etc. But
it had a huge impact on the music, of course. But nowadays, I think we have taken a different path than Quorton did. He writes music in a very different way than I am. But I would like to be able to do it as simple as he did, because it's very simple, but he still find the right atmosphere, and the albums are splendid.
He was a pioneer. Yeah. And did you meet Quorton before he died by a heart attack?
No, I'm sorry. I never ever met the man, but today I'm friends with his sister.
Okay. And we know the bass player, the boss of the label, Black Mark, but it's the other guy of Bathory, the bass player. But it's the story. It's a long story. Let's go back more in your music. And there is a song at the end of the album, In the Lake of Blood. Is the Lake of Blood, and so there's a relation with the cover art, and maybe the lady we spoke. We can see in the artwork, the Lake of Blood, and it makes me think to the song, the Lake of Bathory, but a bit. The name.
The Lake of Blood is actually an old EREB ALTOR song. We released it a long time ago on a 7-inch vinyl only.
It's
called The Lake of Blood, and I thought the recording could be much better, so we tried actually to this is a re-recording of that song. We changed a little bit in it, and the vocals are much better on the new version.
As a new song.
So but it's it's just a re-recording of an old EREB ALTOR song.
And no relation with the Lake of Bathory? No, not especially.
No. Actually, it's lyrically, it's inspired by a place on one of the Swedish big islands called Öland.
Gotland?
Öland. You have Gotland and you have Öland. It's a big islands. And there is a very historical place there. Nowadays it's a swamp, but back in 1,000 years ago it was a lake, and the largest finding of sacrificial things from the Viking age is found in that lake. A lot of silver, horses, weapons, and stuff like that. We're fine. It's a it's a small museum there today. So the song is inspired from that place.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, there are a lot of things in Sweden to visit, and the history and the mythology. And so I come back more on the first album, the first song and the single. The first single, Valkyrian, if I'm right, Valkyrian.
Valkyrian Fate.
Fate, yeah. Could you tell me more about this song, which opens the new album, and why did you choose it as a single?
I think it's one of the most direct songs on the album. It's striking hard, a little bit heavy metal, perhaps. It's a bit more catchier than the usual EREB ALTOR song. We want to maybe so people that haven't heard us may pay attention, because some of our songs are pretty hard listening, and you need to listen to the songs more than once. And this is more direct, and it's a bit more catchy. That's why we choose this as a first single and an opener for the album.
Okay, good.
So it's a commercial interest, I think.
Yeah. So tell me more also about the song, the waves, the sky, and the pyre. The pyre is the fire. If I'm right.
It's a soundtrack for a Viking burial, actually.
Okay.
A Viking that are being buried, and first thinking about a little bit about the life and stuff like that, and then the nature and the moon and the sun will just continue to go even after you die. So it's I would say it's just a soundtrack of I try to find the right atmosphere for a Viking burial in modern music.
You make the transition.
It's a lot of choirs and a lot of dynamics in that one.
Okay. In fact, history, nature, and mythology, all that stuff, folklore inspired you, but you don't use, in a way, if I'm right, you don't use folk instruments.
We use some folk. We have used nyckelharpa, key harp.
On this new album? On
Skogsrået, on one of the summer singles. But we don't use that many old folkish instruments. We have some violin at some point, or piano or something, but it's not folkish instruments. Because keyboards, in the end we are a rock band,
because the construction and the songs are more based on riffs, and like we said for the first single, Valkyrian Fate, more construct and heavy, and sometimes limit trash. I don't remember exactly the song, but there is a song a bit trashy. I don't remember if the third or the fourth. I don't remember. So
you can find more aggressive parts as well. I try to blend the more aggressive parts and the more epic parts in together to have our own sound, because we have a lot of elements in our music.
And the vocals and the keyboards and the vocals, which are very important to create this atmosphere in every song, and you develop that.
Thank you.
I find, what, according to you, what the new step you reached, you nailed on this new album in comparison to the previous one released 2 years ago?
Vargtimman.
According to it, I know it's difficult to say, but you don't have Vargtimman.
I think everything is more mature on this album, and we worked a longer time on every composition. It's usually we have just two years in between the albums, and this one took 3 years to make. And I think we worked a lot of finding the right atmosphere in a different way, and we played with things back and forth many times before the final result. We didn't have any stress this time at all. So I think it's everything about this new album is just one notch better than the previous one.
And more experience. Did you tour a lot or not for the previous album just after the pandemic in 2022?
Yeah, we released it during the pandemic because we didn't have much else to do, I think.
Yeah.
So we had to do something. So, but it was not super good for promotional work for an album. We couldn't tour, but in the end we did one tour when the pandemic was over. But if you look at this year, we had a really good summer with a lot of festivals. We played a Hellfest, we played Grasspop, we played Summer Breeze, and the years before we played Wacken. So a lot of big festivals.
And this energy inspired you for the new album, for the new song? You think about the live impact of the new songs when you try?
If you look at a retrospective view, maybe next year would have been better to do these festivals when we have a new album out. So it's kind of strange to when we had already recorded the album during this summer. So because the summer singles are from the same recording sessions. So everything was already recorded, and we got a lot of good festivals during the whole summer, but we still had an album to release that was already recorded. It's kind of a strange feeling. But I hope next year will be good as well, and we hope we can get on the road and tour and do festivals as well.
For 2025, and so maybe festivals in France, Motoculture. I think I watched you at Motoculture in the past, if I'm right.
Yeah, we played there once. I can't remember. It must be 6 or 7 years ago. Or something like that. It's a very nice festival.
Very Celtic.
I like it very much.
With a Celtic culture, in Britain. You know that.
It's a very cool festival. I hope to be back. We'll see.
So what are the new songs and the plans? So European tour, summer festival, but and new songs maybe on video. You said maybe the other song Skogsreit, no? New
Skogsreit.
Which one you say?
What
will be the next video song?
Video song.
We are going to discover at the beginning of the year.
I can't tell you what the next video is going to be. You'll see.
Well, check out your website, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. What do you want to add about that? To conclude, for French and people who speak English, you can see this video on YouTube, metal-SWE TV. And what are the news of ISOLE? Because I'm a huge fan also of ISOLE since the Anésidora album released in 2023. The album review is on metal-SWE.com. What are the news about that? And what do you want to conclude about EREB ALTOR?
Well, ISOLE, we are doing some festival shows during 2025, but I can't reveal them because they are not official yet. But
very busy.
ISOLE is very hard because we don't meet very often. We meet like when we're doing gigs or we're recording an album. Otherwise, we don't see each other because we don't live at the same place in Sweden. So
except maybe Björn, because he's the best player.
But we have the drummer is not living in the same city, so we barely meet to rehearse or something like that. It's when we have made songs to record an album, then we will meet, or if we are going to do a live show or something like that, then we will meet as well. So it's not a continuous work like in EREB ALTOR. We meet all the time. Every week we see each other and we talk about the future and we rehearse. So it's a big difference. But it's a different place in my heart. with ISOLE and EREB ALTOR. I love playing in both of the bands. So it's but the EREB ALTOR is it's much easier. It's more of a teamwork as well. We're working together. Everyone is trying to make this as good as possible.
Okay, thank you. Keep in touch for ISOLE and EREB ALTOR, and let's go to see you live soon in France. I hope for EREB ALTOR or ISOLE.
I hope so too. We like going to France. We have very good memories from France.
Yeah. Okay, but thank you. Okay. And I try to go back to visit the rest of Sweden, but more Göteborg and more in the north, I think. Central and Hälsingland.
It depends what you want to see. If you're are you going in the south of Sweden? You're going to probably the cities, but if you want to see the vast nature of Sweden, you should go up north.
Yeah, more in the north. Okay, okay. Thank you for your advice, and take care, and thank you for your time and for this to discover this album, a very interesting album. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Good evening.
Bye.